Hey everybody, welcome to our Wednesday reflection. This is Pastor Steve from Pasadena Covenant Church online. And I am so glad to have very special people here with us at our Wednesday reflection. As you know, this past few months, we have been part of a partnership with the Pasadena Community Job Center for this Mano-a-Mano Brigade. And this project that we did together was to provide food, to deliver food actually, package and deliver food to hundreds of families around Pasadena and the nearby regions, to families that have been really hard hit by the pandemic and the economy that woes that happened shortly after due to the pandemic. And so one of the things that we have done was to provide this food and deliver the food to the families. And a particular family that has been there every single Saturday that we've delivered is with us right now. They have been there since the beginning, and I am just so glad to have longtime PasCov members joining us with in this morning's reflection. It's Kristen and Jim Annis. You guys, thank you. I'm so glad that both of you are here and you are willing to spend some time being with us.
Hey, so Steve. Thanks for having us. Hey, but I think we did miss one though.
Oh, I came to one. You missed one.
Oh, we each missed one. So
we each missed one.
I guess
independently.
Yeah, as a family, we were there. So.
Yeah. The Annis family was there every single Saturday. Let's just put it that way. Yeah. Well, hey, I would just love to hear a little bit about your story of how you started to be a part of this project. You've been there and been faithful volunteers and leaders. You've taken up leadership roles, actually, and so why did you decide to get involved in the Mano-a-Mano project in the first place?
In the first place, when you first put out that call for volunteers, it sounded to me like it was a really good opportunity for the four of us to do something together. So the first time when we came, it was Jim and I and Jimmy and Sarah, and we each had lists to take groceries to. And Jimmy and I drove together as a team, and Sarah went with Jim. And it was a really meaningful service thing that we did together as a family.
Yeah,
that's great. That's great. Now, of course, you've been doing it for many, many weeks for the past, I think, 3 months right now. What was the challenge you faced? Was there a challenge? Were there any challenges you faced while serving with this project?
Probably getting up early. Getting up early on Saturday morning is probably the biggest challenge. I think some of the flow of just preparing the meal and moving the meals from the gym out and just, kind of streamlining the process, trying to make it easy for everybody to kind of, speed things up, trying to delay, eliminate any kind of redundancies and that kind of stuff. I think that was the biggest thing. Otherwise it was, I don't know, it's been very rewarding otherwise.
Yeah.
What was it like to work through those logistics? Because I know that we're working in partnership with other people. We're trying to figure these things out. It's not just our church, but we're learning to partner with the community. What was that like for you, Jim?
It was I would say that I felt that they listened to my concerns and that they also worked on their end to streamline it. They were constantly working to try and improve things, which made it, a great process to work with them over at Mano-a-Mano. First working with Julieta and then working with Nancy and everybody else over there has been pretty neat. So everybody throws in and works hard and, does what they need to get it done. So.
Right. Yeah, I love the fact that we had overlapping missions in seeking to serve the community and that we were willing to work through those hiccups in order, or not just hiccups, just to get through to helping. That's great.
Yeah.
Was there a particular story interaction for either of you that stood out to you during this past few months?
I think for me, when the first one, when Sarah and I went out delivering, meeting the people that we were giving the food to was very educational, and kind of opens your heart to when you see the people that are receiving the food, and some of the conditions that people are living in, and the amount of joy that they see, or that they were showing when they see the food and you bring the food to them. Remember dropping off at somebody's house, and she had a small child with them, and the child was all smiling ear to ear, and she was just super grateful, and couldn't say thank you enough. And it was just very heartwarming to see that, actually be out there in the field and helping people like that. So, yeah,
That's awesome. Well, it seems like every time we host a Mano-a-Mano event, there seems to be more people that that the Annis family has invited, your friends, your neighbors. We started out with just 4 churches and the Pasadena Job Center coming together, but it really has been kind of like a Annis family and friends event that we get to see. I'm just curious, like, what inspired you to invite friends? I mean, it's oftentimes we can just think, oh, it's a church event, but you decided, hey, I want to invite my friends. I want to invite my neighbors. What inspired you?
I think
The first
time we needed help moving the stuff from the job center, I think was what it was. And so I asked a couple of my friends that had trucks to come and help. And we have a pretty large group of friends that we've gone through school, Boy Scouts,
Yes.
Little League.
Yeah.
And we've done, especially with Scouts, we've done some service projects together.
And the Scouts have served at the bad weather shelter on a number of occasions too.
Yeah,
So a lot of those parents, they were familiar with the church, familiar with, helping out at our church.
Yeah. And so it just, we just started reaching out to more and more of them, and more of them were receptive to the idea and, wanted to help out. So it was kind of neat to see that, some of our friends wanted to help out.
Yeah. And a couple of friends, they would sign up independently. Once they had the link, they kept signing themselves up to drive. And our friend Marianne, she was requesting the same list numbers, like 11 and 12, because she was getting to know the people and she knew where to go. And so she did those on several weeks.
Yeah. That is awesome. Wow. Yeah. Now, did you notice, like, as you're doing, this this project together, this service project together, this mission, was there a noticeable change in your relationship as you were doing this with them? Do you notice a change in them in particular?
I'm not sure if in them. I mean, they were always willing to help and to jump in and do a good, do a good deed, I guess you can say.
But to, I guess, be doing something concrete to help. And when we're all feeling really helpless right now, so much that's out of our control.
Yeah.
I think they're all really grateful to have something that they could do to help.
Yeah. Yeah. Because, you look around at the situation, it's like, trying to figure out what you can do, to just help anybody. It's, sometimes you don't know where to start. I mean, how do you reach out and try and help somebody? It's hard to figure that out sometimes. So.
That's very true. That's so true. I think that especially at a time where, there's so much unknown, so much what you might feel like powerlessness.
Right. Yeah.
Realize you do have agency. You just have to be creative in doing it. Yeah. Putting it through. Yeah. That's great.
It was nice to reach out to them.
Yeah. Yeah.
That they were receptive to the idea and willing to help out. It's nice to know that we have friends that will do that.
Yep. Last question. One thing that we've been talking about in church and we're beginning to work through is this idea that we are formed through mission, that it's as we're in the midst of following Jesus, we're actually transformed more and more into his image. It's not just thinking about it, that kind of tells you who you are, but it's actually in the action of following Jesus that you're formed. Did you notice a change in yourself as you served and followed Jesus in these events?
I think for me, it's just a matter of being more humble. Where we are as a family, just we have a house to come home to. I still am working, I have money coming in. Kristen's still working. When we first started out, when we first moved back to Pasadena, or I moved back to Pasadena, or Sierra Madre, 22 years ago now. I had gone through a couple of jobs, and I was out of work a couple of times, and it was the church actually that helped, and the what's the fund? The benevolence fund. So they had helped us out in that respect, and so I have a little taste of what it's like to not, be making any money, to have anything, and have other people help you, survive and just get food and try and move on with your life. And for me, like I said, going out to driving to different people's homes, seeing where people are around LA. A few times ago, we drove down into LA and did about, I think, 10 or 11 stops down there. And it was very interesting, some of the living situations in that. So it's very, very humbling, and makes me want to look more and see what I can do, especially with we've helped out with the homeless situation, with the homeless shelter before, bad weather shelter. And I've been trying to figure out a way to, what more can I do with the homeless situation, or, and I suppose it's just a way of trying to reaching out and finding that connection that, how you can help out. And it's really devastating to see people that are just living on the streets. And I drive by a bunch. I drive around LA most of the time, and it's hard to see that and not become desensitized to just people living aside on the road and in squalor and So I don't know. That's something I'm trying to figure out how to do, but that's a whole nother thing. But it's, just having an open heart, I guess, is one way to do it, to try and figure out something to help a fellow human being in a time of need. So
that's right.
I would say one thing that I came away with so far was that there's been opportunities to serve that we've had before that feel more like a white savior kind of situation. And this has felt a little bit more like we were just joining, the job center in something that they were doing, and they were planning, and they were meeting the needs the way that they knew best to meet them. And that felt more meaningful to me.
It's so true. It's such a great arrangement that we have a partnership that we have with other people of peace that want to see our city find shalom and find peace. And so I love that point. Just to think about, we had Pablo, the director of the job center, said we gave out about $150,000 worth of food.
Yeah.
You just have to think about it in the sense of that was $150,000 of food that people could not have afforded. And we were able to provide access to that. And we provide manpower. They provided the connections and the solutions to some of these problems. And what a wonderful way to see ourselves being formed and working to love and care for a city like that. I love that.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for what you both brought, and not just only your own time and resources, but bringing other people into the fold to be a part of what God is doing in our city. I think it's a come and see moment. It's like, hey, what the church is doing, and look at what God is doing, want to join in and do something concrete, which is in a time when church gets a lot of bad publicity. This is a little bit of good that we can tell other people that we are wanting to love people well.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Thank you for your role in that too.
Oh,
And for continuing to partner with them and
it's a joy. I mean,
help us do that.
it's a joy. I mean, it's not, like you said, it's not without its challenges, but I think that's part of it. And so, yeah, I'm just so grateful. Well, for all of you that are watching, we're having a pause to revise our Mano-a-Mano Brigade. We're going to do a 2.0, and we're going to start it in August 22nd. And it's going to be more streamlined. It's going to be safer. We're going to try and do things so that we can continue to be a light and a blessing and salt to this world. So stay tuned for that. And also, just to give you a heads up, that one of the things that we're doing this Friday, Saturday is to have our 24-hour prayer vigil. Now, I know a lot of you, might not be able to have helped at Mano-a-Mano or for various reasons, but prayer is actually really powerful. And I wanted to invite you to be part of our prayer vigil. The link is going to be included in the email that you got here, as well as the descriptions below. I'd invite you to take 1 hour. You're going to go through a multimedia experience that is going to lead you into a deeper intimacy with God. It goes along with our sermon series, Honest to God. And it's a chance for you and a few of your friends that you want to invite and family members to be honest to God together. Because it's that in that way we are able to partner with God in doing some miraculous stuff, just like Mano-a-Mano, just like what Jim and Kristen and their family have been doing and their friends. So I hope you all join us during this prayer vigil. I hope you join us in August 22nd when we do our Mano-a-Mano 2.0. And I just want to invite you all to all of that. And again, Jim and Kristen, thanks so much. Thanks so much for being here, a part of this church, part of the city, loving the people around it. I'm so grateful to know you and to have you be part of our lives. Thanks so much.